Hello everyone, welcome to Elevate Techie and welcome to the another video of the playlist How to develop a real-time automation framework from scratch using Selenium with Java. If you haven't done yet, please hit that subscribe button below so that you will never miss any video of mine. So far we have seen how to design a test scenario in the feature file using the Gherkin language and also how to implement the design test scenario using the step definition files and how to run the test using the test runner file. And apart from that, we have also seen few other util files like creating a global variables and WebDriver util files and app_access.java file for accessing the application. In today's video, let's try to implement the page object model in our framework. Before starting the implementation, let me give the overview of what page object model basically is and why we want to implement it in our framework. Page object model is basically a design pattern in Selenium, and in that we create the object repository for storing all the web elements based on the pages. So this is the application we want to test. And till now we have designed few scenarios. So let's say we have designed the scenarios in this home page that clicking on the chapter 1 link. And apart from that, we have also designed few scenarios to validate the elements in the chapter 1. So when you follow the page object model pattern, what we need to keep in mind is that we will be storing all the web elements in an object repository, and that object repository will be created based on the pages. So while you test this home page, you store all the web elements of the chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3 and so on. All of this will be stored in a particular object repository, which we call it as a homepage.java file. And similarly, when you try to validate the web elements present in the chapter 1 page, so we will be creating a separate object repository, naming it as chapter 1 page.java, and we will be storing all the web elements in that particular Java file. So this is what we do in a page object model pattern. Now let's try to implement the page object model in our automation framework. So the first step we need to do is create separate classes for storing the web objects based on the pages. So for that, let's go to Eclipse and go to src test java folder, and here let's create a new package first. And let's name the package as com.bdd.pages, and under this we need to create the classes based on the pages of our application. So let me create a new class and let's name the class as homepage so that we can store all the web elements of the homepage in this class. Let me name it as homepage.java. Now the next step is to create the object repository for all the web elements in this home page. So first let's try to locate the object of this chapter 1 link in our home page. And in Selenium, we can find the web elements by using by, and let's name the reference variable for this chapter 1 locator as chapter 1 link equals to. So we know in Selenium we have got multiple locator techniques to identify, and the element we want to identify is a link. So we can identify it easily using the link text. So let's use the link text to identify it by dot, and under this we are using link text, and the text of the link is chapter 1. So we have created the reference variable for this, and in the similar fashion, let's try to identify the other links as well. So let me copy this and I'll be pasting it, and let's name it as chapter 2 link, and the text is going to be chapter 2. And in the similar fashion for the chapter 3 link. So in this way, we can identify all the web elements in the home page and maintain them under this homepage.java file. Now let's go to the test scenario we want to test in this home page. So it is of user navigates to the application and user clicks on the link, and the link name we are providing under this test data. and then verify if the text is displayed correctly. So in the previous sessions, we have already written the step definition file to implement all these test steps. So let's go to the step definition file under steps and homepage steps.java. If you see here, we have written the code to identify this link in the step definition file only. But now we are trying to implement the page object model. So what we can do is, let's go to our homepage.java file and let's create a method to implement the logic of clicking on this link. Public. And here we are trying to click on the link. So let's name it as click on homepage links. And this method is going to take a parameter which is the link name. So which link it has to click on, we are passing it through this link name. Let's go to the step definition file and we'll be copying this code. Let's paste it under this method. And we can call this method in the step definition file to perform this action. So let's go to step definition file and we can call this method, and the parameter it is going to take is link name. And here it is showing us the error because it can't identify the method we have created in this home page. For that, what we need to do is import this homepage.java class. So let's import the homepage.java class, which is under com.bdd.pages and name is homepage. Let's run this scenario and verify if the changes we have done are working fine. So let me copy the tag of the scenario, go to testrunner.java. Under the tags, we will be pasting. We already had the tag. Now let's go to testrunner.java file, select run as and test engine. The browser got opened successfully and it has navigated to the application and it has clicked on the chapter 1 link. You can see the scenario got passed. So by this we have successfully implemented the page object model pattern for the home page. Let's say in future we want to test so for that the first step we need to do is go to pages package, and under this we are going to create a new class, and here the page which we want to test is chapter 1 page. So let's name it the same, chapter 1 page.java, and in this class we can maintain all the locators related to this chapter 1 page. So now let's discuss what is the advantage we get by implementing this page object model pattern. If you observe here, we are maintaining all the locators related to the home page at a single place. So let's say in future if there is change in the link of this chapter 1, and if we want to make sure our test scripts are running fine, we need to change the respective locator as well. So for that we need to come to this locator and change to the new name. And when we follow the page object model pattern, we can identify this locator easily based on the pages, because here we are storing all the locators based on the pages. So when there is a change in the home page locator, so we can directly go to this homepage.java file and search for that locator instead of searching it in all the files of the framework. So in this way we can easily maintain the locators in our framework. So this is the main advantage of using the page object model pattern. And the other advantage is it provides us with the more readability. So here the code is more readable, like we have all the locators at one place and we have all the methods to perform the action at the other place. We can easily understand the code by following this pattern. So this is the other advantage of using the page object model pattern. So by this we are done with the page object model pattern. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you learned something new today. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel. See you in the next video.